Thank you for watching Meatsauce and Monty. I'm Matt Montgomery. He's Paul Meatsauce Lambert. How's your week?
It's been really good, man.
Yeah.
Really good.
Good.
You?
I'm down in the dumps, man.
Why?
I'm hitting that midlife crisis point for real.
Why? You're like 35.
Thanks, I appreciate that. You're off by a few. That'd make me younger than you. I'm not, but you know. Thanks.
Are you 40?
I'm gonna be soon.
Yeah, then you can't really have a midlife crisis.
I don't know. I'm close enough. I'm too busy. I'm too busy.
Yeah, I am not.
Yeah, I sometimes I wish I could, the nap, the dog, the sitting on the couch for a day doing nothing.
Yeah.
I admire your lifestyle,
I do that,
dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I took it from Dark Star. It was his lifestyle.
Yeah.
I got like
It's good.
4 or 5 responsibilities each day. And every day I mark those off and then I do whatever I want.
And then your free
I
time.
get up and take care of the dog.
Yep.
It's about it.
You go to work.
I go to work.
You earn money.
I earn money.
Get a sweet car.
Sweet car. I work out. And,
Peloton.
and I take a nap.
You're quite a cyclist now.
Yeah.
Do you have special shoes for your
Yeah,
bike?
you have
did.
to.
You
Yeah.
got them.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to. Yeah, you have
Because
to.
it clips in,
Yeah.
and as I've learned, because now I'm a superior athlete, if you use regular shoes,
Yep.
it's way more work.
Really?
Yeah, because the shoes clip into the pedal, so when you lift up, it comes with you. Like think
I
about
get
if
it.
you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
think it's like this is the analogy my brother told me.
Okay.
Who is an actual superior athlete? Think of snowshoeing
wait,
without
he's a runner.
snowshoes. He's a triathlete.
Okay, so he is an athlete.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
he can swim.
Yeah.
Swimmers, that's
He
tough.
rode my Peloton
All right.
on Saturday night at about a 0.4 and crushed the rating. That's how drunk he was.
Oh.
And crushed
I thought it
it.
had something to do with the
He
Peloton,
finished
like
like
a-
220 out of 5,000. Then the next day I wrote it and I got an email that was like, Paul, your numbers are dipping. I'm like,
Because your brother. You're like,
yeah,
thanks
he
a
wrote
lot.
it. Yeah.
I'm not a big, I don't share a whole lot about my personal life on the show because I don't think that's the point of the show. I think the point of the show is for you to be funny. But before we get going with anything, I have to say congratulations to my parents. This weekend they're celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
50 years.
That's awesome.
They're still together. We got a couple of, thank you very much. I've been around for about 80% of that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, the big 5-0.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is cool. I'm assuming that we're just gonna have the family together and it'll be just like any other day, but I'm sure it'll be very special to them. And
I barely made it 50 weeks. That's funny.
did you that's funny. Did you celebrate your 50 week, the golden 50 week?
Yeah,
I
I
your
think
parents
so.
have obviously been around for a
My
while.
parents,
Your dad talked about
50th
Woodstock.
will be
and-
19 or it'll be 2023.
Okay, so they're well on their way.
Yeah,
almost
they got married
there.
in 1973. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So anyway, congratulations to my parents. I don't, like I said,
that's awesome.
it's
though.
not about that, but I'd like
no,
to.
but it should be
every
'cause
once
that's
in a while.
sweet.
You got to share those things.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to. Vikings.
Yeah.
7-3. I know last week I thought that they were going to totally S their pants and have one
Right.
of those national televised games where they just look terrible. They did the exact opposite. It was a great game.
It was a team win. We saw a team win for, the first time in a long time. I mean, the defense was a little bit lax, but when they needed a stop, they got one.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of the credit goes to the bad play calling by the Dallas offensive coordinator, because what are they doing taking the ball out of Dak's hands where he shredded the Vikings secondary
Yeah.
for almost 400, I think over
Were they
400
trying to
yards.
prove something with Ezekiel Elliott?
But it's dumb because, as they said in the, I think we learned earlier this week that some of the players said they saw a completely different look from the Vikings when it was second, third, and fourth down that they hadn't seen. And that just shows, people say it all the time, Mike Zimmer doesn't know what he's doing. Mike Zimmer knows he's well aware what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he showed them something they hadn't seen, and it confused them, and it won them the game.
Absolutely.
It won them the football game. Instead of, you go back to Kansas City, where he showed that, whatever they call it, the double A gap
yeah.
blitz.
Mm-hmm.
He showed that too many times, and they finally stopped it, and then Tyreek Hill killed him a couple of times.
Yeah. What did you think of Kirk Cousins' performance? 23 completions out of 32 attempts, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Was he a game manager, or was he
No, I think
source of the win?
I think he did exactly what the situation called for.
Yeah.
And I think I think he did everything he could. He threw for 2 touchdowns. The athletic play he made on the first touchdown to Kyle Rudolph was sweet.
Brilliant.
I mean, he just played really well. And the last time he turned the ball over was the Stephon Diggs interception off of his hands. It's the last time Kirk Cousins turned the ball over. And the guy's totally reinvented himself. The defense plays a little bit better. They win in Kansas City, and we're talking about an 8-2 football team.
Every single loss was a could have won.
Right.
Chicago,
Everyone.
Green Bay.
And Chicago was awful.
Yep, they've fallen apart. Kirk Cousins, that touchdown pass to Kyle Rudolph, he talked about that on your radio station. I think a lot of people are like, oh, was he trying to throw it away? It looked like he floated it. He said he could see that Kyle Rudolph had kind of been pushed off the route. He was going to try to throw a laser as he's out there, but he saw that he was getting bumped and thought he was going towards it. So then he just floated. To make that decision on the fly while he could have run, he could have done that, and it worked out for the best. Great catch by Rudolph.
He's a great quarterback. He doesn't get enough credit.
He deserves a little bit more. Dalvin Cook, we got an MVP discussion. We got to start hitting the drum here that he is the man.
Well, what does he have? Just as many yards as Adrian Peterson did when he won it in 2011?
I don't know how the
total
yards,
does.
But we're talking right now. He NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He had 183 total yards. He was the top receiver last week against Dallas because with Thielen out. So he's solid in every facet of the game.
Minus Christian McCaffrey, he'd be probably the second player you would take, a non-quarterback, if the NFL did a league-wide draft.
Yeah.
He'd probably be the second overall player. You could maybe argue Michael Thomas, but you'd be tough not taking what's his face? Yeah, Dalvin number 2 overall. But whatever. He's a stud. He makes his whole team go. They knew it when they drafted him in the second round. They knew how good he was, and
he's healthy.
A little maybe a tidbit to our guest coming up.
Yeah.
He also is really good because of the fullback that plays in front of him.
Our guest in just a couple minutes, Tony Richardson.
CJ Ham is a stud.
Ham's, he's a beast. And once he gets a little momentum, they don't give him the ball often, but when he does,
CJ Ham's
he can move.
Stud.
Yeah. Kyle Rudolph, your friend, you go golfing with him. 2 touchdowns. He only had 4 receptions, 14 yards, but 2 of them for scores.
Yeah, he was really good. Kyle played really well. He's played really well. Even when he doesn't catch the ball and had a bunch of yards, he's blocking well, and he's done exactly what they wanted him to do. I think it was week 4 or 5. Someone brought it up to him. You're not catching the ball a lot.
Yeah.
His comeback was,
he had a very slow start.
but I'm doing what they want me to do, and that stop the pass rush and help the offensive line, and he's been doing it, and it's why he's a team guy, and they should always keep him around.
We like to rip things on this show. NBC and Sunday Night Football gave us the Thanksgiving gift of the 2-minute segment that they had with Duke basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski. How many times did you watch that or laugh at that or rip that? You know what I'm talking about? The face of a leader. It was like his audio track of talking about Dak Prescott. It's like his face alone shows how confident he is.
I would bet money he didn't know who Dak Prescott was last Monday. And I would bet money that's a Navy or that's some kind of
West Point tieback or something.
Right, or a West Point connection. There's zero chance Coach K is doing that for free.
Yeah.
It's a paid ad,
right.
And I guarantee you they won't do it again because of how ripped it was. And then, of course, he doesn't win the game.
Right.
I know. Just that bit was so stupid.
But that was, okay, so I hate to sound like your average Minnesota Vikings fan where everything is against us and everything didn't work for us. Sunday Night Football was trying to do a comparison of saying head-to-head the backs, and it's like Dalvin Cook's numbers were so much better than Ezekiel Elliott's.
Yeah.
But they made it sound like it was a horse race, and they both were so good that night.
Right,
it's
and Dalvin crushed him.
Yeah,
they went out.
Close.
They went out and they said, without Linval, we're not going to get beat by Zeke, who can destroy you. And you'd say, well, he only gets up for prime time. Well, hell, the Cowboys only play in prime time.
Yeah, practically.
And this is probably their 3rd or 4th game they've already played on Sunday Night Football, but whatever. Dalvin's way better.
Yeah, it was a complete game win. First win on the road against an above 500 team in their last 10 tries. In their last 10 games, they were 0-9-1. So 11 games is what it took to get a win on the road against a winning team.
Obviously, we'll do our predictions at the end.
Yeah, we do.
I think this team loses one more game. One more.
Yeah, you're kind of.
I think they finished 12-4.
And I bet you're not going to say that it's today against Denver, but that's just me going out on a limb. The defense. Obviously, a complete game win. They won. It's great. However, late in the game, they had a chance. A first down would have won it.
Yeah.
Do you criticize the play calling there? Or do you say it was right to do the 3 runs to burn the timeouts, force Dallas into a situation?
Well, I don't criticize what they did because they have to waste as much time as they can.
Yeah.
I would have, instead of pitching it like they did, which is super dangerous.
That bobbled.
Yeah, I would have had
yeah.
Kirk line up in the shotgun and just wait, run the option, and then slide. When I'd waste as much time as I could.
Sure.
But they didn't, and I don't know why they did it. You can't take 3 straight knees.
Yeah.
Because then you're going, well then
they had the timeouts.
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
But
so I would have. Yeah.
It was obviously a first down. The offense had a chance to bury the game and say, boom, we won.
Yeah.
The fact that it came down to a Hail Mary, your typical
I throw it one time.
It made me very nervous.
As the Vikings, I would have thrown it one time. First down, I would have thrown the safest route you have.
Second down?
I would have thrown like an out route to Rudy, and Rudy just immediately catch it and go to the ground.
Stay in bound. And
yeah, and you get second and 3.
Yeah.
And then you run it twice, see if you can pick up a 1.5 yards on each carry, get a first down, the game's over.
Stefanski's job is in danger with you making play calls like that. Anything else? Let's see. Denver Broncos, 3-6.
Yeah.
However, they're coming off a bye week. Their record is not good, but they've won 3 of their last 5.
Yeah, who have they beaten though? I don't think they've beaten anybody good.
Well, the NFC or the AFC West has not been. Kansas City.
They hung with Kansas City, but it was with Matt Moore.
Yes.
Was that their last game?
That was with Flacco. Their last game is with this quarterback Brandon Allen. He only has 1 start since Flacco got put on the IR.
They beat Cleveland.
Okay. He was 12 of 20, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns.
His first start was against Cleveland.
There you go. Von Miller, obviously a recognizable name on defense, but defensively, they're supposed to be okay. They're 6th in points allowed in the league. They average only 18.9. But like you say, they might not be playing anybody. It's going to be at US Bank Stadium. I hate to say, obviously we do our picks at the end of the show. I'm just not nervous. I'm not nervous about this.
No, and I'm not either because I think this team knows, and they have such a good culture with Mike Zimmer and everybody there. I think they know that we win this game, I'll give you the entire bye week off.
Sure. We're going in. That's
and they need the bye week, and I think that they will go in. I think they'll be short on a couple of people because we taped this on a Thursday, but for those of you watching on Sunday, inactives will come out in about 15 minutes, so we'll know who's starting. But I think they'd be fine with literally the exact same lineup from last week.
Yeah, I agree with that. And just quick update, we are going into the bye week, but we're still having our show. We're going to have a new episode next week. CW, Sunday mornings at 10. New episode. Bye week, we're here.
Sweet.
Thanksgiving Thursday, we're off, so we can enjoy time with family, friends, and give thanks.
Can't wait.
All right, we're going to have Tony Richardson come up here in just 1 minute, but we're going to take care of some bills here. Game day pick and play. Rush in on Sundays to Mystic Lake all season long. Pick the winning teams for each of the scheduled games. Top 20 players each week score free slot play. Plus, you pick every winning team and the score, and you could win the weekly progressive jackpot. Cash is king. Earn cash 24/7 for playing blackjack. You can claim up to $10,000 cash for tier points that are earned playing blackjack. That runs through November 23rd. All right, now we'd like to welcome fullback Tony Richardson up to the stage. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Fullbacks.
Yes, dying breed.
I was going to say, how has the position changed? Are there that many left?
Yeah,
other than
actually,
C.J. Ham.
Yeah, there's a few. But I think what's starting to happen is I think teams are starting to get back to it. If you look at the Patriots from last year, they lined up with Gronk, they lined up with a fullback, and obviously won the Super Bowl. So I think when it really starts to get, the weather starts to change, you start going in teams like Green Bay, you start going to Chicago, you got to go run the football, and you got to have a fullback. So we're coming back. We're coming back.
It's also a position, though, that through all of the NFL, it's never really changed.
Yeah.
You catch a few passes, but your main job is you're blocking for the tailback. And a lot of it, and you would know this better than any of us, is it preference on what the running back wants? Like if you bring in Adrian Peterson or a Dalvin Cook and like, I've never run with a fullback, I'm not running behind a fullback. Does stuff like that happen?
Yeah, it does. And it's interesting because, obviously when I was in Kansas City, I had Priest Holmes, I had Larry Johnson. Priest was more of a patient runner. He liked the fullback, but he could do well without one. Where LJ wanted the fullback because he was just like, look, just go straight downhill, and we're gonna knock some people out of the way. And then that's when I had AP, it was just like, this is LJ with speed, and because that's the thing about AP. Like as soon as you snap the ball, boom, he's ready to hit it.
I mean, you played with arguably 3 of the best running backs of all time.
Oh, we could go more than that.
Of all time.
We could go more than that. 1994. You were on the practice squad with Dallas. You were behind Emmitt Smith, Moose Johnston, who would have had your spot.
Yeah, he's a great. Yeah,
so we got Emmitt, and then Priest Holmes. You got Larry Johnson, Marcus Allen.
Yeah.
When you first were there in Kansas City,
about that,
we got to remember 16-year career, most of it with Kansas City, 2 years with the Vikes, and then a couple years with New York, and then Adrian Peterson. So you got Emmitt, Marcus Allen, and Adrian Peterson that you were in the backfield.
You got to take one of them. Who do you take?
Yeah,
I'm taking AP. Yeah,
really?
I think
out of all of them.
it's different. I mean, obviously I had Ladanian as well, and obviously he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh my goodness,
Marcus is a Hall of Famer, but when it all said and done, when you stack up AP's body of work, because you never know. I mean, he's still running hard. I think he might have another year or two left. Arguably, I think he'll go down as one of the best ever.
And you were with Ladanian at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Another person you were with at the end of their career, New York Jets. Before he made it back here in Minnesota, Brett Favre. What was that like? I would imagine the media circus back then, it was pretty crazy. But leaving Green Bay, going to New York, where the media is insane anyway.
Definitely.
What was that like when his show came to town?
Yeah, it was interesting because obviously Chad Pennington is a good buddy of mine, and so you had Chad Pennington, we're in training camp, and there's a few fans out there. All of a sudden, we get Favre, like it was standing room only. And every day, it was fun because it kind of gave me like new life. One, I wasn't the oldest person on the team anymore, but he made it fun every single day. Because all Favre really wants to do is play football and hunt and fish. You know, he wore the same shorts every day. He drove the same pickup truck. He's just a football guy. That's all he wants to do and crack jokes. And so it really helped my career.
I mean, you played with some of the guys that have been on every all-decade team. Some of the guys in the 90s. I mean, the guys in the era. I mean, Tony Gonzalez, you played with maybe the best tight end of all time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, good dude.
Oh, Tony's the best. Actually, I was fortunate. I performed his wedding ceremony.
Oh, wow.
And then he actually mentioned me in the Hall of Fame. But funny story. So we're at the Hall of Fame, and I'm looking out in the audience. I'm like, yo, there's Lauren. There's Tony's ex-girlfriend. And they have a child together, and I'm like, oh, that's Jeff Bezos. So she actually is dating Jeff Bezos. I'm like, how you go, Tony Gonzalez, Jeff Bezos? Like, there's no other place you can go. Yeah. I was like, wow, Wow. I was like, wow, Tony. That is, I'm like, hey.
My condolences.
Right?
Wow. We got to say, your career, 16 years, 3-time Pro Bowler. Do you see that fullbacks get recognition for that? You're in the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame. I know it was just 2 seasons here with the Vikings, but you had a very nice career.
Yeah, I think it was very fortunate, and it's one thing I do now with the Legends community. We mentor young players as they come into the league, more importantly as they transition out. And I think for me, I had the longevity. And I say 17 years because I count that practice.
Oh, sure.
It counts towards pension.
You're right.
It counts towards my pension.
Yes.
So you're
right.
You look at it, and I said, I came into the Cowboys. They just come out back-to-back Super Bowls. Like you said, I'm sitting next to Emmitt Smith in all the meetings. I'm really just absorbing and learning from him. And then I go to Kansas City, and I have Marcus Allen. So I literally was very, very fortunate to have great mentorship. Guys who really pulled me along and just kind of taught me the way, how to take care of your body on and off the field, all those kind of things. So I attribute having a long career to those guys.
So what are you doing now?
So I work with Legends Community with your good buddy John Randall. He's probably on the golf course right now.
Probably right now.
So Legends Community is obviously, as I mentioned, number one thing we want to do is when a guy transitions off the field, we want to celebrate their career. Because no one really leaves the game how they want to. And if you play 17 years, you want to play 18. If you play 18, you want to play, So a lot of times it's like you either get injured, you get cut, or unfortunately, something drastic happens. And so our biggest thing is just like, if you play 3 years, let's celebrate those 3 years, and let's part that into your next career because, look at it. These guys now are leaving the league, 5 years in, they're 30 years old, maybe 28. You have a lot of life to live. Let's see what that life looks like, and let's do from the Legends community. Let's see what we can do to assist you in that
How many of these younger guys is maybe the first or second message like, congratulations. This money ain't lasting forever if you continue spending it like you do. Is that one of the main messages for some of these
the
young
big
guys?
thing, and I think the league does a really good job of having programs and things set up. But the thing about it, it's like all this information is out there, all these resources out there. You have to take it upon yourself to look at it and say, oh, this is what a 401k is. This is what my annuity is. If I plan properly, I'm going to be okay. So I think a lot of guys are getting information. You're still going to have some guys who decide like they don't want to listen and they think they're going to play for 40 years. And I'm like, there's only one Tom Brady. There's only one John Randall Hall of Famer. So there's only a handful of these guys.
There's only one Tony Richardson.
Oh, one Tony Richardson.
What takes Peloton classes? Peloton.
We love it.
What kind of guidance did you have back in '94? And maybe I should preface that by saying you were undrafted.
Yep.
Did that kind of light the fire? I mean, you had a 17-year career after being undrafted. So obviously you were motivated and something got you going.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, as we mentioned, prior to the show, I was very fortunate to have my parents. Obviously, congratulations to 50 years.
Yeah.
But my parents,
thank you very much.
My parents are still married, still together. My dad's a strong military man, so he was believing in cracking the whip. So the one thing I wasn't going to do, I wasn't going to mess up.
Yeah.
So, and I said to myself, had I been a first-round draft choice, would I have been so frugal? It's like, I'm not sure, because I knew, I was fighting every single day. In my 16th year, I'm looking over my shoulder like, man, who's that guy? You know what I mean? And that's just part of it. I was hungry my entire career.
You were born in Germany?
Frankfurt, Germany.
Were you raised there, or were you just born there?
No, so my story was I was born in Frankfurt. We lived there for 2 years. We moved to El Paso, Texas for 3, back to Germany for 3, Fort Knox, Kentucky, where my dad was a drill sergeant for 3.
Oh my goodness.
Back to Germany for 3, and then finally Alabama, where I went to Auburn University.
Do you sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Nice.
But I know Spanish too, but I can't speak it either.
Oh my goodness. That's and thank you. I know last week was Veterans Day, so thank your father for his service. We appreciate that. Well,
what's your best college football memory?
You went to Auburn, so a good
so you
program.
already know.
Great program.
Well, my best college memory is 1993. We're 10-0. Alabama's 9-1. It was the second time ever that Alabama came, because my first 3 years, Alabama just kicked our butt. So I had never beat Alabama. So we're playing on our home turf. No one really gave us a chance, even the fact that we were 10-0, and we stormed through the SEC and we beat Alabama to complete 11-0 undefeated season. That was by far, that was
always
awesome.
fun to beat Alabama.
Yeah. Always.
Tony, thank you for the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a class act.
Thank you so
You're
much.
a class
Thank
act.
you.
Vikings home game ride. Score a round trip to the Minnesota Vikings home game at US Bank Stadium for $5. No parking, no traffic, no worries. Plus, you will get a $10 dining credit right here at Mystic Lake or the Little Six restaurant when you return. $5 turns into 10. That's a win.
That's a steal.
That's a win. They're paying you to take the bus. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a win.
It's a good deal. Let's take a look around the league. Pause for the great effect that Scott will put in there. Packers, they're on bye week. They're 8-2. Right now, they're number 2 in the NFC in the playoff race. Where do you think they're going to end up? Do you think that the Vikings will surpass them?
I don't know, man. They
only have 2 games left.
They play San Francisco.
Yep, and the Vikings are the only 2 winning teams they play.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's going to be tough to see many losses on their schedule.
They've taken advantage of a really bad schedule, and they played home. 5 of 6 to start the year basically at home.
Yeah.
But they beat the Cow. I mean, they beat decent teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. I as long as they're not the 1 seed, I don't care. As long as the road to the Super Bowl doesn't go through Lambeau, I'm fine.
Happy.
2 or 3. The Vikings, if they trip up their next game against San Francisco, then
the Vikings
maybe.
Can get them. NFC West, did you watch the San Francisco-Seattle Monday Night Football game?
My thing
or were you
is,
asleep?
No, I
assume you're sleeping.
No, I wasn't.
Really?
Was laying in bed.
It was a late one.
Yeah, and then
Overtime?
on Twitter, it's the beauty of Twitter.
Yeah.
Is I saw it was tied, so on my fancy iPad, I'm like boop bop boop, had it up, and I'm like, oh cool, I'll watch it.
It's a great technology sounder.
Right when Wilson threw the interception, I'm weird about when it gets really good.
Yeah.
Close. I just stopped watching.
What?
I was
Why?
bored.
It was really good.
I hate Russell Wilson's smug face.
You know what? You're just jealous because he's an amazing human being. Russell
is
Wilson.
he?
I was tweeting that night that I want to party with Pete Carroll. I just want to meet Pete Carroll. He should be a guest on our show sometime. I just want to party with Pete. And I joke that he chews his gum with confidence.
Yeah.
Every single time they show him on the sideline, he's just chomping away.
Pete Carroll sucks.
Don't be rude.
Pete Carroll
rude.
Pete Carroll walked away from a giant violation at USC.
Yeah.
And left all those kids behind. Great guy.
Yeah, you love college coaches,
Pete
don't
Carroll.
you?
No, I like some.
Yeah.
I like.
Don't dump on the kids. You're right.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Clemson's guy. What's that guy's name?
See, that's
Yancey Thigpen. What's that guy's name?
I don't know, but Thursday nights. See, I wish that we could talk Gophers.
Sunday.
You're right. It's Sunday morning. Thursday Night Lights. We time travel every week. It's amazing. The AFC. You think the Patriots are 8-1? They're still the dynasty.
The Patriots are not a dynasty.
Okay.
The Patriots played 8 cupcakes.
Okay.
And now they have a very tough schedule.
Okay.
Because were they on the bye last week?
I think so.
Yeah, they play Philly
Yep.
in Philly.
I believe you're right.
They'll lose that. Then they play like 4 straight tough games.
You consider Philly a tough game?
At home
Right
in
now?
Philly? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because the fans,
Philly's got to win to keep pace.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
I would
Dangerous
bet.
city.
Well, no one will catch them in the division, but I would bet that the Pats are the 3rd or 4th seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
3rd or 4th?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dropping out of the 1-2.
They'll
They
finish
won't get the bye.
10-5 or
Okay.
10 and 6. Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
10 and
Good-
6,
good
11
math.
and
I
11
like
and
that.
5. Yeah, math's not my strong point.
We're going to get out of the league for just 1 minute. Timberwolves right now, at the time of the taping, 7-4. Cat and Wiggins combined for 58 points. They are tied with the LA Clippers right now for 6th in the West, and Cat and Wiggins are the only teammates in the NBA to average 25 points or more apiece. The duo of if they made NBA Jam right now, they would be the best team in the game.
Yeah, they'd be really good, and something got to Wiggins. My sources indicate that they got him with a nutritionist, and the nutionist was like, "That's what you eat
Did
on
he
a
get a
daily
Peloton
basis?"
too?
Maybe. I
They
don't
put
think
him on
he
the
needs
Peloton.
one. But I think I was told that they got him a nutritionist, and it's completely changed his life.
What about the fact that he's been the point guard because Teague was out with the injury? It seems like the more touches he has, the better off he does.
He was a stud, man. It was just a matter of time, and thankfully it's here.
All right, time for our picks. We got about a minute left. I'll go first. The Vikings are favored by 10.5 in this one.
Yeah.
I think this is a complete blowout. I think they win 38-17. I don't think there's any doubt. I think they run like crazy right over Denver's defense. I don't think Kirk Cousins has to do much. I think it's going to be a ground game. I think Dalvin Cook's going to probably get a couple touchdowns.
I think a lot of it depends on how banged up they are. I think a lot of it depends on who plays. I think they win. But if I were in Vegas, like I will be a week from today,
good for you.
I would bet I'd take Denver in the points.
In the points, the 10.5 spread?
The Vikings will be up like, let's say, 30 to 14.
Yeah.
And they'll get some cheap touchdown.
Garbage touchdown.
Yeah.
All right.
The Vikings will dominate.
Comfortable win.
Yeah, and then they know that they got a bye week after.
Yep.
But yeah, they'll win. They'll
All
be
right.
8-3.
Sounds good. Bye week next week, but we will still be here at Mystic
We
Thursday
will.
nights, and we will have the C-Dub, 10 o'clock Sunday morning. All right, we'll see you next week.